think, especially that has to wear you down.
Could be.
And yeah, and cause stuff like interceptions and fumbles.
That's why I thought they were going to start going. They had a couple. They did have a couple runs, 2 out of like 3 plays where Connor got like 8 or 10 yards. I'm like, all right, they're going to start pounding the ball and wearing them out, and then it just didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't keep sticking with it. And
I mean, they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't really stop the run today. I mean, Phillip Lindsay looked good.
Man, that guy. What? Undrafted rookie? My goodness.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what happened with that. It was weird. It came in bunches too, because it came in some early ones and stopped him for a few series. There was a couple more series he did good. It was weird.
Well, it was weird because I think even Romo mentioned it. They give it to him once, he rips off 9 to 14 yards. Like he had like 7 or 9 carries for 90 some yards. They were giving it to him once, then putting Freeman in, and going empty set.
Just switching it up, man. Yeah, I don't know. That was just odd.
I mean, he only had 14 rushes, but he ended up with 110 yards.
I mean, Hayden didn't have his best game.
He did not.
That was odd because he's played faster and better receivers better, and I don't know. Again, if you said the altitude or something,
I'll bet it was the altitude.
I mean, did it affect them? I mean, the other teams, at least, they're used to playing there.
He's an old man.
Yeah, and he's older, so maybe that had something to do with it. Who knows?
Yeah. And then, oh my God, I just looked at Juju's stat line: 13 receptions, 189 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he balled out.
Is that good?
Is that good? Yeah. He has over 1,000 yards receiving, and it's game 11. That's sick.
Yep, and that's splitting, time with AB. AB's got about 800 or 900 himself, so
that's amazing.
Yeah, he had a heck of a game. Of course, I leave the room when that touchdown happened. I come back and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
what happened?
It could have been better. I mean, there are a couple throws. There was one to Juju that I think Ben overthrew him or something like that, but he was ridiculously wide open. And then the one that James Washington, I don't know what the guy was doing.
He did not have to dive for that. That was the weirdest dive for a catch I've ever seen.
Listen, people on Twitter said I was insane when I said, the Steelers should maybe think about going after Deshaun Jackson or maybe take a flyer on Terrell Pryor. Like, they don't have a reliable deep threat, to match alongside Antonio Brown and Juju. And look what everybody's saying. With James Washington, he's just not. I don't think he's not ready this year.
He's not. It's not his year. I mean, it's
a
rookie.
Not ready.
Rookie wide receivers usually suck. Juju was the anomaly.
They usually take a while to learn everything, to get it to where it's like game speed, so you're not overthinking things and a step slow. But man, he was open on that, and I don't know why he dove to catch it. It looked like the throw was right there.
Yeah, it looked like if he would have just ran right through it, and he would have been fine.
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah.
Very strange, but
there's so many.
A lot of strange things in that game. It was one of those weird ones where you're like, throw up your arms. What the heck happened today?
But really, when you think about it, they should have lost last week. They should have won this week. It all evens out.
Yeah, probably. You could always say that's the case.
But now, the rest of the schedule. Next Sunday night against the Chargers, then at the Raiders, then home to the Patriots, then at the Saints, then home to the Bengals. What do you think the record's going to be in the next 5 games? If I were to guess, I'm going to say 3-2, but it won't be what we think. They'll probably lose to the Raiders, but beat the Patriots or some stupid thing like that. Because
what did you say? 4? What did you say they were going to?
I'm thinking 3-2.
I think 4.
4. You say? What do you think? 4-1?
Yeah, I'm thinking 4-1 only because I like our chances at home against even the Patriots. Just like they basically won last year, and the Chargers. And I don't think they'll lose to Oakland away. I think the Saints one is the only one that's really. And then maybe the Bengals one, if depending on what the situation is.
The Saints one, I have a feeling that's week 16.
Yeah.
And that'll be the 15th game for both teams. There's a good chance that game will be completely meaningless
for the
Saints.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, true. On Twitter, I said that they would go 4-2 because somebody posed that question over
after
the next
last
6.
week.
So I'm going to still go 4. I'm going to go 4-1 over the next 5. Yeah. I believe.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
where do you, Mark, who do you think the one loss is going to be to?
Raiders.
Yeah, watch it. But I don't know. I still, like I said, I like our. I guess I guess it all depends on the situation. Looking at it now, possibly the Saints, if they're playing for anything.
Yeah, if they're playing for maybe, because you figure. I mean, I don't know who else could even. I think them and the Rams will probably have both of the buys wrapped up.
Probably, yeah, because no one's really that close. I don't think.
Yeah.
In the NFC. The question is like that's a long. That's a long time. Like if you rest, like what's the point of resting a guy in week 16 if you're going to play him in week 17, and then if you rest them week 16, 17, and then you got the bye week. I mean, shoot, they're not playing for almost a month.
Yeah, it's a tough decision or situation to be in because
Remember the Colts used to do that all the time with Peyton Manning? Like they take off like 3 or 4 weeks and then wonder why they sucked in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to. Breeze is older, and it gets later in the season, and Steelers' defense is still relatively solid, hitting defense, strong defense. So
the thing is, if you play, let's say you say, I don't want our guys to get rusty, and you play them, and then somebody gets hurt, then you're like, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah, it's like a catch-22. You lose both ways. You get yelled at either way.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at these games. 3 games on Thanksgiving. Bears beat the Lions 23-16, and I'm just
snooze fest.
But Coach, what? You're ride or die with the Lions, man. You're dying, dude.
I mean, it's literally unbelievable how many games that the Detroit Lions have had won, and then just handed to the other team or in a position to take the lead late, and then Stafford throws a pick 6 when they're getting ready to go in and win the game.
I don't know what happened to the Lions.
Stafford's definitely
been so underachieving.
He was always one of the reasons they were pretty good and productive, in this year he's just been at best inconsistent. I mean,
it's the coach, that slob of a coach who yells at reporters for being a slob. It's karma, dude.
Exactly. Tell them, Joe.
Yeah.
Go get them.
Cowboys beat the Redskins 31-23. Are the Cowboys actually any good? Or, I mean, the Redskins were without Alex Smith, but I mean,
I hate both of these teams.
Both these teams are probably. I mean, they were lost by 8, so it was a pretty close game by 2. Maybe average teams with a couple good players.
Yeah. Saints destroy the Falcons. The Falcons just are.
I'm done with the Falcons. I'm done, guys. I'm done betting on the Falcons. I am done. This weekend, I have officially retired on the podcast betting the Falcons.
What about the Lions? Are they still your ride or die?
I've retired.
I don't know. 2 of them. Thanksgiving just destroyed all of their hopes and dreams.
Yes. It was
no support anymore.
It's the tryptophan.
I was close to buying a Stafford jersey, and then Thanksgiving happened.
Is Jim Bob Cooter still around? Isn't he the offensive coordinator?
Is he the offensive? I think Jim Bob is the O coordinator, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
he still is, because their offense hasn't really been a problem up until this year. It's always been kind of a not so great defense, but.
Yeah. So on to the Sunday games. The Bills beat the Jaguars 24-21. Man, talk about a free fall. How do you?
What a disaster.
You almost lose. You almost beat the Steelers, and then you lose to the Bills.
That's funny,
man.
Is this the Jalen Ramsey revenge tour?
Seriously,
he ripped their
talk about karma.
Their rookie quarterback, he ripped them.
Listen, when you're dressing like that and talking that sassy in interviews, karma's bound to get you.
Oh man, it bite him back, man. Browns destroy the Bengals. What is that?
That's funny. What the heck is going on?
The Bengals brought back Hugh Jackson, and people said, "Oh, he knows their plays. The Browns are doomed. There's no way their offense is gonna do well." And they put up 35 on the Bengals.
Well, you know how their coaches meeting went. Right after they got, hey, here's the plan. We're gonna do everything opposite of what you did. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the meeting. That was the
I
coaches.
think I saw Baker Mayfield say something like, "Yeah, well, we actually like the play calling now," or something like that.
That's funny.
Oh man. Ravens beat the Ravens beat the Raiders. Yeah.
They better.
Yeah, they better. The Steelers better beat them.
The Steelers better.
Patriots beat the Jets. I would once again like to state, hey, rest of AFC East, screw you. I'm so sick of the Patriots just getting 6 easy wins every year. I'm so sick of it. They always have the division locked up by like week 4. I'm so sick of it.
Tell them how you really feel.
God.
That was close for a while too. I kept checking I was
yeah,
out.
I thought that we were going to sneak one out there.
That's what I was thinking too. Man. It was a little bit close. I'm like, oh, maybe. And then nope, Jets got a jet.
Oh, someone missed a field goal.
Oh, they missed that. Okay.
Minnesota missed.
Eagles beat the Giants, and I think this was kind of a come from behind victory.
Yeah, I think the Giants were up like 9-0 or 11-0, some weird score.
Yeah. So Eagles still have a bit of a chance, but Tampa Bay beats the 49ers. I'm not sure if the 49ers had enough players to go on the field. Or I think don't they all get arrested or have personal issues or something like that?
I mean, the Thursday night football was in the air on Sunday. I mean,
oh yeah, that was a Thursday night special there.
That was Iron Man football on.
Seahawks beat the Panthers. That's a bit of a surprise. Man, but then again, as we saw, the Panthers aren't that good.
Yeah, they're reeling right now. I mean,
yeah, I thought they would have had a decent game, but I guess it was an okay game. It was close, but I thought they would have had a nice rebound game, but it didn't really.
Seahawks are hot right now.
Yeah, the Seahawks are kind of on a roll.
They do this every year. They start out slow and then they get hot. And any fantasy team that has Russell Wilson, he puts up like ridiculous numbers at the second half of the year. Happens every year. Chargers beat the Cardinals 45-10. I would have bet my house, your house, and I would have bet a whole neighborhood on that. But Chargers are flying high, and they're coming to Heinz Field next week. I have a feeling the Steelers are gonna beat them.
Well, I believe Melvin Gordon.
Oh yeah,
left
Gordon
with a knee injury.
I heard he's hurt. Yeah,
that's funny.
That is a big deal.
Oh,
I believe.
Did you see Phillip Rivers' reaction too? He was like, he walked by while he was down. You could see him like yelling, like his head was nodding because he was yelling like probably 4-letter words that we can't repeat. That he knew it was like a bad.
Oh
injury.
Yeah. Sometimes they kind of know. So
yeah, you can tell.
Colts beat the Dolphins 27-24. Colts I can understand. Again, I've said this every week. I don't understand the Dolphins at all.
I'm surprised it was that close, and Dolphins were winning for a decent amount of the second half.
Yeah.
Just think Andrew Luck's all the way back, and like I told you guys before, that is my spot where I think Le'Veon Bell is going to end up, no matter whatever anybody says about how much cap the Jets have. I mean, 87 million, 97 million as opposed to 120 that the Jets or whoever has. I mean, it's all the same.
Well, the Colts might make the playoffs this year. They're what 6-5, so
there's a handful of teams all around